Senator Wicker, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Guertin, you said in your statement, I believe we need to think and act differently in order to field the naval capabilities that protect and enable our nation's strategic interests and economic prosperity. So talk to us about how we need to act differently and be as specific as you can. Also, I mentioned in my statement that this committee, through statute, had provided certain authorities that, in my judgment, have not been fully acted on. Would you comment on that, and do you need additional authorities to become more flexible and nimble?
Thank you, Senator. An excellent question. Goes right to the core of why I think I can make a big positive difference for the Navy and Marine Corps. Some of the more specific things you asked about, or you asked me to comment on, was, what exactly does that mean? What does that look like? We live in a world now where almost everything is software defined or controlled, or even the way we build purely physical things is done through tools and modeling and numerical analysis done in computers. We need to embrace those digital tools used to make these systems. Model-based engineering is a critical element of making sure we can build these things faster. And then also to do some of the things I've been doing in my current role in operational test and evaluation. How do we test them using computers to test things more in an automated fashion, using digital twins and other tools of that kind? There's powerful opportunities to take advantage, and we need to make sure we bring those into how we do that technology development so we can rapidly field capabilities that work and can also be built to scale. Some of the new authorities Congress has afforded us, things like middle tier of acquisition, rapid prototyping, reaching out to non-traditional businesses, those are all on the table, and I'm excited about taking advantage of those authorities in order to improve the pace of delivering capability to the fleet.
Well, am I anywhere close in saying that the Navy hasn't fully taken advantage of those authorities this committee has provided?
Senator, I don't have the details on every single program as yet, but I'd be happy to give you a more detailed answers. I get deeper into it. And
okay, well, we'll do that. And also, if you need further authorities, we mark up a bill and pass it every year, and we have a history of doing that for decade and after decade. And we have a vehicle available to you in that regard. Mr. Keohane, the chairman mentioned in his statement basing policies on unfounded allegations, which were not helpful. And I guess I came back even a little stronger in reemphasizing that. So I want to ask you about that. There has been there's been an effort to say that there was extremism that needed to be rooted out. We had an extremism stand-down day, and as far as I can tell, it turned out that after an extensive study and thousands and thousands of man-hours, there were only about 100 examples in our entire military system with all the services. Do you think that stand-down day was a valuable use of man-hours?
Well, Senator, I have limited visibility into the department and how that went at the end of the day. However, I think certainly extremism is an important issue that we always need to and always will be looking at in the department and making sure that we are educating. The smallest type of extremism can certainly be problematic.
Do you think it's helpful, though, when we're trying to get young Americans from all demographics and all economic groups to do as the chairman and I did decades ago and sign up to defend their country? Do you think it's helpful to send a message that there is a need for extremism stand-down day?
Well, Senator, again, I'm not familiar with how the whole day went. However, I do believe we need to start our recruiting earlier and making sure that we do citizenship type of activities and have folks focus a little bit more on becoming good citizens before they get to a point of extremism issues.
Okay, well, and I acknowledge that this is not a program that you came up with. Let me just say, Mr. Chairman, and my time has expired. There is a lot of talk about equity, and it's come to mean in the regard of this administration equal outcome rather than equal opportunity. I'm concerned about that, and perhaps on the record you might comment. As a matter of fact, I would ask you to comment on your views about that issue as you prepare to take on this responsibility. And I'll just let you do that on the record.